This is a 2021 Chevrolet Tahoe Premier Trim and all-wheel drive, and today we're going to review it. Hey folks, I'm Rob.
And I'm Nathan.
And we are Two Guys in a Ride. And say, Nate, what are we taking a look at today?
Today we are looking at the brand new 2021 Chevrolet Tahoe Premier Trim and all-wheel drive.
That's right, but before we do, if you want to keep up to date with all the new cars, trucks, and SUVs, and you want to know how to use all the infotainment and technology that's built into these modern, beautiful cars, plus you like cool collector car stories,
take a moment and hit that subscribe button down below and ring that bell notification up above so you never miss a video.
That's right. So, I don't know, Nate, what do you say?
Let's go for a ride.
All right.
We'd like to thank our friends at Mankato Motor Company in Mankato for loaning us this beautiful 2021 Chevrolet Tahoe Premier for our review today.
Alright, so welcome to our detailed video on the 2021 Chevrolet Tahoe. This is the premium edition with all-wheel drive. Now, we're going to start with the driver's information screen. So again, over here you've got your RPM gauge. You do have an auto stop indicator. You do have an analog speedometer. It's interesting that it does not show kilometers per hour, but you can change and see your digital kilometers per hour in your information screen if you want. All right, on the top here you've got this basic window with your oil pressure, your engine temperature, your gas gauge, and your battery gauge. On top of that, there's a road sign reader, so it'll tell you what the speed limit is. You got your adaptive cruise control that shows out, and then it tells you if you're in two-wheel drive or four-wheel drive. All right, down below is the area that we can change. Okay, and at the very bottom, you of course have a compass, and you've got your odometer, and then you got your gear selector indicator. Okay, let's back up to the steering wheel for a minute and we'll come right back to that screen in just a minute. But basically over here again, you've got your cruise control buttons. This is on, off, set, resume, and of course to set and resume, actually you don't push these where it says set and resume, you rotate this button here. This here will, if you push and hold it, will change between adaptive cruise control and regular cruise control, and if you push it again it'll change back. If you just want to cancel cruise control like you would normally think of a cancel button, just push it once and let it go. This is your gap setter right here, and then of course this is your heated steering wheel button. Behind the steering wheel on this side there are two more buttons. These will switch between your favorites. Okay, so if you're on XM radio, it'll go back and forth between your favorites. And then moving over to the right side of the steering wheel, these buttons right here control the driver's information screen. And then this is your voice command, and this is your phone on or off, or it'll access Siri as well. All right, so what we're going to do right now is use these, and we're going to take a look at the driver's information screen and see what's there. Before that, you have two volume buttons behind the right side of the steering wheel. Volume up, volume down. Okay, let's use these buttons to talk about the information screen. So you see you have the outdoor temp, you've got the time, and then right now currently we're on the sign reading screen with your digital speed, as well as how many miles till empty. So if I use the left right arrows, we're going to see that we have, let's go back here, home, information, music, navigation, phone, and settings. Okay, if I go back, let's start here. So on this particular screen, you notice if I rotate the up and down button for the arrows, nothing changes. So on this screen, the home screen, this is all you get. Okay, which is a lot of information, but you just can't manipulate it all. Use the right button to go to the next page. All right, here you'll notice there's a line with a little white dash. This means there's more down here. So if I rotate this wheel, we're going to go from here to here. You got your distance and your average miles per gallon. You've got distance to empty. You got your oil life, You got your tire pressure monitor, oil filter life, or air filter life, sorry, and it actually tells you right up here, which I think is really cool. Brake pad life, nice. Following distance, okay, it tells you how far you are behind a car, so it should be 3 seconds, and that will tell you what 3 seconds looks like. Okay, down here you got all your driver assistance things, and then if I go down again, you've got transmission fluid temperature, and then you have a blank page, and then finally you can edit page options. So let's go back to the top. All right, so oops, the top is right here. All right, so if you see this little circle with a check mark, if I click this rotary knob, I can go into this menu, and I can either have the speed sign on or off by clicking this rotary button. If you want to go back, you use the back arrow. Notice it shows you the back arrow, so it's telling you which one to use. So I'm gonna go backwards. Okay, that's it on that one. Down here, all I can do is press this rotary knob to reset these two. Again, there we go. Down here, there's nothing. I can't do anything for fuel range. That's the only thing that displays. I can reset the oil life by pressing on this rotary knob. Can't do anything in this screen. It's just showing you the tire pressure. I can air filter life. Let's click on that. I can reset or I can disable. Again, I'm gonna press the left arrow to go back. That's what it's showing me. Brake pad life. If I go into menu, I can actually put when the front pad was installed, when the rear pad was installed, or disable it. Let's go down one more. Following distance. Okay, again, once you're driving, you'll just this will show you how far you are, but there's nothing you can do to click on to change the picture or any menu you can go into. Let's go down one more. Driver assistance. Okay, so various different driver assistance features will show up graphically up here to help you visually see what's going on. And if I scroll down one more, transmission fluid, I can't change anything there, so that's all I get. And then if you just want a blank page, there you go. One more, if I go to edit on info page options, then I can just say on this info page tab, which one again is the I. So we're editing what we can see. So right now, everything is checkmarked except for, like, say, fuel economy. Well, if you want to see fuel economy as one of the pages when you scroll through, you can just push the rotary knob here and select that. Timer. If you don't want, say, following distance, you can click that off. Okay. Engine hours. You can look at your trailer brake. You can look at off-road. So now if I go back and I scroll through this, we're going to see some new things. Oops, I went too far. Here we go. Let's go through this kind of quickly and we'll see where some of the new things we added. Fuel economy. Here's a new one we added. And engine hours. Trailer brake. We can see what the gain and the output are. And then your off-road. So that's really cool. So you can customize what's there. Okay. That was under information. Let's go to media. If you want to take a look at what's playing on your infotainment system, you can go right here. And then you can click the rotary button where it shows you a circle with a check mark by menu. And now you can look at radio media, browse media, favorites, or favorite button setting. If I want to just look at radio and media, I click again, and I can choose between all my different sources. My phone, Bluetooth, XM, AM, FM. And then if I press the back button here, I can browse media. I can go to favorites or a favorite button setting. Okay, I'm going to hit the back button here. And let's continue over to the right. We were on media. Now we're going to go over to navigation. And again, this will show up your turn-by-turn direction that's running in your navigation if you have a route plotted. There's also some other things we can see from here. So if I push this button, because I get the circle with a check mark by menu, I can see recents or favorites. So if you program in frequent places that you go, you can just pull them up on favorites, and of course there aren't any yet. Okay, let's go backwards twice there. All right, now let's go to the right off navigation. Phone. All right, so I have my phone paired up, and if I got a call or a text or something, then those things would show up from there. All right, let's go to the right. Settings. This is where you have your basic settings. So you can press this rotary knob here. You can change the units from US to metric. Okay, I'm going to leave it on US, of course. Info page options. Now, we've already seen that page. It's just they offer it here again. The display. Speed signs. If I take that off, you notice the speed sign disappears. If I don't want the compass, compass disappears. And I'm going to leave those two on. Let's hit the back button. Home. Okay, this was what was remember on the first icon here, we were at home. Okay, that's what that's referring to. Right? What shows up there. So you can click on that, and then you can uncheck different things that you don't want to see. Okay, speed warning. You can turn it on by pressing the button, and then you can raise or lower the speed, where it'll give you a speed warning. So we'll of course leave it where the manufacturer had it. And I can press OK, or I can skip over here to cancel. All right, let's go back a button. Head-up display. That does have a 15-inch head-up display, which is really nice. It's so hard to show it to you, so hopefully I'll be able to overlay some pictures here. But if I go up here, you can see a speed limit style. Do you want a classic speed sign? Do you want a speed limit bar? Or do you want none? Okay, so we're going to leave the classic speed limit sign there. Go back over here. You can adjust the rotation. So what this does is now if I move my rotary button up and down, it actually tilts the display left to right. And believe it or not, if you've never used a heads-up display before, everybody sits in the car differently. So they put this in so that you can adjust it just so it looks straight to you. And then, of course, down here to the left of the steering wheel, you have a HUD on and off button. You have an info button where you can toggle through about three, four different screens of what's showing up on the HUD. And then you have a bright and dimness control. Okay, and then one that can raise and lower it. All right, so let's go backwards. 1, 2, okay. You can do a remote relearn, so if you want to reteach your remote some things, you can do that. Send software information. And that is the driver's information screen. All right, let's move over to the infotainment screen. Okay, so the infotainment screen itself is a 10.2-inch measured diagonally screen. It's a 10-speaker Bose sound system. And it does have wireless Apple CarPlay, wireless Android Auto. It has AM and FM, HD radio. It has Sirius XM with 360L, which gives you many more channels. And supposedly, I've not used it yet, but supposedly it's easier to find the channels that you want. And a lot more content. All right, let's see. In addition to that, it's also got Bluetooth and navigation. Okay, so let's take a look at the screen itself. Up here, there are no physical buttons. Any physical button for the infotainment screen is located below here, where you have a power on off, you have a rotary volume, you have a backwards and a forwards button, a home button, a back key, and then of course, if you don't want to touch the screen, you can always rotate through with this knob, and then when you want something, you just press on the check mark and it will open that particular application. Now you'll notice there are 3 dots on the screen. That means there are actually 3 screens and we're on the middle one. So if I swipe over, this is a little bit of a split screen that you can have. So here I got my media, I got my navigation and my phone all running at the same time. If I go over, this is where I was, if I go over one more, there's a few more apps. This does have the trailering package on it, so that has the trailering app as well. Okay, down below that, you see you have this stays here all the time. So you have your home key, which brings you to here. Blue for media, yellow for phone, green for navigation, and red for climate. These are all like shortcuts. And then over here you have outside temperature and clock. All right, let's go into a few of these and show you what's there. First of all, let's just take a look at the audio screen. So right now I'm on Sirius XM. So you got your sources right here that you can just click and change. Okay, if you want to see more of them, click more. And now I can say go to Bluetooth or Nathan's phone. Let's say if I went to Bluetooth here, okay, I could go to devices and I could say, well, I could click on my phone. I'm not going to do that because it's on Apple CarPlay, and that's a whole lot better than just Bluetooth. But that's how you would hook that up if you wanted to. Okay, let's go to Nathan's phone right here. Now it's seeing things on my phone, okay, and so I can shuffle through and I can control it right from the media thing. So I don't have to be in Apple CarPlay. I can control it right from the media interface. Now I can browse, I can look at devices. I can also just tap here and look at sound. And I can change the, the bass, the mid-range, the treble. I can do fade and balance by using the arrows or by dragging. And I can do the sound mode. So driver, of course, you click that, focuses the sound towards the driver area. It sounds great as a driver, but maybe not to the passengers. This is a center point surround sound, so if you want to turn that feature on, you can do that. And if you're trying to have a conversation in the front and you want just the rear speakers on, you can do that, or have it as normal. All right, so there's that. Let's talk for a minute about how to change or how to set a station. So I'm going to go to more here and go to FM. And let's say that I want to change the station. Well, first of all, I've got a forward and backwards button. This is like a scan. Okay? Scan forward, scan backwards. If I actually want to physically tune it, I can go in here and I can punch in whatever numbers I want. All right? And then I can go here and I can change it manually. Just like that, okay? And then I can click on here to set it as a favorite. I don't want to do that, of course. But let's say that I like 106.9 and I want to store that. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I got one over here that's not a preset that's not set. I'm going to hold it. Boom. Now, here's one of the things I really like about the new infotainment screens. If you look carefully, you're going to notice that these favorites are from Sirius XM. That's from FM. If I go over here and I say, I have a favorite AM station, so I'm going to do that. Now, what's interesting is that there they all are. There's my XM favorites, my FM favorites, and my AM favorites. And I like it that your favorites are not, are not dependent on what's showing on the screen. It's simply all your favorites. This is where your HD radio on and off is. You have to be in, of course, AM or FM for that to show up. All right, let's go to the home button. All right, and let's talk about phone. So I do have my phone connected through Apple CarPlay, and man, look at this. I just love this wireless, right? So here's all my recents, my contacts, my keypad, my voicemail. And then, of course, if I want to look at Google Maps, there we go. Okay, and I can program it right in my phone. If I want to look at my music stuff, I can do that here. And if I just want to go to my phone, I can have that there. And then you notice all these little dots down here. If I click on this, why then it brings up even more things. So a lot more apps show up. Here's my Apple Maps, but there's also Google Maps here. Your settings, your Amazon Music, Pandora will show up here. And then if you click this button down here again, now I get a split window for my Apple CarPlay. So I've got navigation here, and I've got media here, and then of course if I press that button, it'll take me home. It'll plug that into the navigation. I can play and fast forward and rewind, but just really cool that it's finally wireless. And I'm going to press the home key here. I absolutely love that, because every time you have a wireless charger in a car and you lay it in there, well, if you want to use Apple CarPlay, you still have to plug it in. So, kind of defeats the purpose. Finally, a wireless charger and your phone can just stay there. No cables to it, and it's just awesome. All right, let's take a look at navigation for a minute. Okay, so when it pops up, it's real easy. They're asking already where you want to go. So you can look at recents, favorites, fuel, things, or you can type in the address, or you can use voice command to say the address. All right, I'm always curious as to how accurate that is, so let's give it a try.
What would you like?
Navigation.
Before we go on, please say address, place of interest, intersection, or contact.
Point of interest.
If you are looking for a place near your current location, please tell me the name. Otherwise, say change location.
Holiday gas station.
I'm on it, searching for Holiday Station nearby. I'm finding more than one match because it may.
Okay, and that was just by using that voice, tapping that voice command button on the steering wheel. So it found them right away. Very nice. All right, let's go to home again. You do have a Wi-Fi 4G hotspot that will be run off of AT&T. You do have user profiles that you can set, and you can hit create there. Of course, I don't want to do that because we're not the owners. And then, of course, you have Apple CarPlay. Of course, if you have Android Auto, the same thing. You click right there. Trailering app. These are really handy if you've never had it before. You can track the status of mileage, fuel economy, and electrical connections in your truck. You can monitor and manage your trailer profile from your smartphone with Onstar, and then you get trailer side blind zone alert. Okay, that covers your trailer area while you're driving. I don't want to start that, of course. Okay, you have Onstar Services. You saw the climate already. You got front and rear. Okay, and those are pretty self-explanatory. It's just all touch screen. Okay, you got Sirius XM if you want to go straight to that. And then, of course, you have the cameras. Now, the cameras are just outstanding. All right, so basically you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 boxes. This one over here, if you click it, turns the 360 view on or off. Okay, this one here, this one, and this one, and this one, the ones that are the 2 orange dots. This one will give you the top orange dot means you're using the front camera, and the bottom rear dot means you're using the rear camera. And then, of course, the orange light just says that the camera's on. All right, if I go to this one, now you notice the orange light went off, and it just kind of tells you which button you're using. All right, so I got the rear hitch, or I got the front nose. Over here, I've got the front cameras looking off the mirrors, looking forward. This is my right tire, my left tire. Then if I go like this is my, I think my still left and right. So it's what you would think. So left tire, right tire, but in the rear. I want a hitch view. I can do that. And then I can, if I go here, let's say I go to this view here. Okay, I can turn guidelines on or off. Okay, and they are, of course, dynamic, and you can see them in the 360 as well. And then you can, of course, have it in a trailer mode. So just wow, just phenomenal camera systems. Could not be more awesome. All right. Then let's go back to this one here, because your safety systems and some other things will be under settings. So under settings, you have system, apps, and vehicle. System basically has to do with like time and date, your phones, your Wi-Fi networks, privacy. You know, you can get into sounds, display, voice, favorites, that kind of stuff. Updates for your vehicle software, preferences, and that's it. Apps, of course, are like Android Auto or Apple CarPlay or Pandora, iHeartRadio, that things you want to have right on your screen and not even go through your phone necessarily. Okay, so this is where you can access those. Okay, if you look at apps, it'll tell you, it'll update it, and it'll say give you a version. Give you all the gobbledygook, the tech detail on the apps. Okay, climate. Okay, now here you can say I want auto cooled seats, auto heated seats, auto defog, and rear defog. This way, when you step into the car or you remote start it, it'll sense the temperature and automatically cool or heat or defog the car. I think that is really cool. If I click on auto fan speed, you can set that to low or high or medium just by clicking. So lots of little adjustments you can make. So here you can set settings for your navigation. Okay, you can go down here and change all these things: map preferences, route preferences, navigation voice control, traffic preferences, alert preferences, fuel grade, manage history, and then about your navigation software. All right, same thing for your phone, Sirius XM. So you can do all that stuff and find out about, kind of get the details and make any changes you want to the apps that are on the car. Vehicle, this is where a lot of your safety systems are. Your rear seat reminder, every time you turn the car off, it flashes on the dashboard to check the rear seat so you don't leave someone or some person or an animal in the car when it's hot. You can turn that on or off here just by clicking it and going, that's off. Okay. You can look at, let's say, collision and detection system. So you have a haptic feedback seat right here, which is really cool because when I was running the car before and I had it drive and Rob walked around the front of the car, it actually showed me where he was, where the parking sensors were picking him up, and then it vibrated the left side of my seat. And when he moved to the right, it vibrated the right side of my seat. And this is the same thing backing up. So your seat is alerting you to not only you have a sound, you not only have visual, but now you have a haptic feedback, a buzzing in your seat on the side where the issue is happening. This does have a front pedestrian detection, forward collision system, adaptive cruise control, go notifier on or off, lane change alert on or off, park assist tow bar, rear cross traffic alert, rear pedestrian detection. And again, they're a simple click, and then you can read the description and then either turn it off or onto alert. I mean, that is just really, really awesome. Okay, so that's the infotainment screen. So much information packed into a small area. Beautiful display, easy to see, and just really fun to listen to too. That 10-speaker Bose system sounds great. All right, I hope this has been helpful. Thanks for watching.